Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a while since I've posted any videos and I must apologize for that. Um, Life have been busy, nursing have been nursing because you guys know that I'm a nurse and you guys know how the life of a nurse goes. You know, sometimes we just get overly busy, but never fear. I am here to live on my promise that I said that I would talk about, ways to migrate to Canada, being, outside of Canada, not having anybody to file for you or anything like that. So, thank you for clicking on my video. Welcome to my subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend and like and share, subscribe. You know, the whole works, the whole YouTube intro. You guys know it. So I just want to thank you guys for clicking on my video and coming back to my channel. Thank you, even though it has been a while. So I have my trusted book here. So if you guys see me looking down a little bit, it's just to, kind of catch myself up on some of the notes that I put down, some of the information that I've written down, because a girl ain't, a girl is not a, and this is a disclaimer, I am not an immigration lawyer. I am not an immigration consultant. I do not work with Canada Revenue, Immigration, Refugee and Citizens organization. I have no affiliation with them. Whatever you see that I put out on this video is basically what the process that I went through. Speaking of experience, some of the updates that I'm aware of, and all of this can be, you can obtain it by yourself. You guys have access to the internet, and if you don't, find an internet cafe. If you're watching my video, obviously you have access to the internet, right? So you can go on, I'm going to refer you to this website. It is the Canadian Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship uh, website. Once you type in that, then it will bring you to their whole page, and you can filter it using their search bar for what you want to look for. Okay, one of the things that I would say is, like, whenever I mention like a program during this video and you want to get detailed information, because what I'm going to say is not very detailed and they update from time to time. So based on the time that I put out this information, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe if you're seeing my video a month from when I post it, or a week or 2 days, make sure you do your research. Make sure you go on their website and make sure you get the updated information. What I'm about to say to you is the information that I have to date based on when I post this video. Okay, so let's get into it, and thank you guys again for coming. Okay, so as you guys are aware, it's not a big secret, right, that Canada is one of the countries that allow individuals who don't have relatives here, who don't have a spouse or anybody to sponsor them, to migrate to Canada, whether they want to migrate for a better life, coming from a developing country, whether they want to migrate because they just want to have a different life experience from the country that they live in, and they want to come to a different country in North America to see what lifestyle is. You have people coming from Europe, people coming from Africa, people coming from all over the world. So whoever this video is reaching out to you, is reaching out to, sorry, then if you have some intention or some urge to live into another country, Canada is one of the countries that is open to having programs or ways to get persons to come here. And I said again, and I'm not speaking as an immigration lawyer, I'm not speaking as an immigration consultant, because Lord knows I'm only a nurse here, okay? And that is it. So whatever I'm telling you is what I've researched on my own and what I've gone through using one of those programs to come here. Okay, so there are many programs. There are many programs to migrate to Canada, right? I did touch on a few in my first videos, and if you guys haven't gotten a chance to watch, you can go back and watch those videos that I've posted. I think I kind of touched on it in my first introduction video, and I think my second, I think I touched on it just a little bit, but I just want to go in depth, just in depth, just a little tiny bit, because this thing is so, it's you have to do your research. There's so much more to what I'm gonna say. Okay, so go to the website, do more in-depth research. I'm just bringing awareness to some of the programs. So the first program that I want to talk about, and the one that's, you know, I went through, is the Federal Skill Working Program. And the Federal Skill Working Program, as I said, I've been around for a long time, and a lot of individuals have been using it to come to Canada. The Federal Skill Working Program is a program that is open to individuals who basically they deem to have a higher level of qualification in terms of like a bachelor's or more. You know, some, I think, I'm not sure if some diploma work underneath it, but it might be. So do some detailed research as it relates to that. The Federal Skill Working Program, now what it does, it has a lot of criteria. One of the things that I like about it is that you can come as a single person, or you can bring your family. However, that comes with criteria as well. So if you don't want to leave your children who are 22 years and younger, so it goes up to 22 years, they call those dependents. So your spouse or common law, because Canada recognized common law relationship. I think you have a time period as well as to when they deem it to be common law. But I think it's about 5 years or 3 years. I'm not 100% sure, but do your research on that as well. So if you have your family and you want to migrate, that's one of the programs that allow you to migrate to Canada with your family. You can do it, as I said, as a single person, or you can also do it as a family. Okay, some of the criteria is that one, it has an age based criteria. I think if you're 50 or less, 50 years old and below, like 50, anywhere between 50, I think 18 to 50, based on, it's a scoring system, point system. So so I'm gonna list the scoring point system. One has to be your qualification, and how you know if your qualification is relevant and will give you some points. It's basically you have to go on their website. They have a list of qualifications that they look for, and it's by job categories. So like, say for example, a dentist, a pharmacist, a lab technician, a plumber, so it varies. It's, you know, once you have certification to say, okay, you have been working in this field for more than a year, and you can prove that you're working in this field for more than a year. Because even though you might go through and you might put in the information on their point system to see if you qualify, I think the point system, the higher, over 200, I think, to 200 to 252, you're scoring in the higher point system range. And the more points you have based on the different criteria, is the more you're more likely to get through on the program. So one is age, one is your qualification, the other one has to do with your finances as well. So the financing part coming is, it counts as, like, if you're coming as a single person, I think it's anywhere, it's $13,000. I'm gonna look on my book quickly because I wrote down this information. So if you're coming as a single person, you have to have at least $13,757 to show in Canadian funds, to show when you're migrating, to say, okay, I have this to bring with me. Okay, if you're coming as just a couple, or if you're coming as a single person with one child, however consistent, once a family unit consists of two persons, it's $17,127. and the more family members it increases. I think for three is $21,055. So you can, and they will look at like your, say for example, you have a house and you value your house and you say you're migrating and you have all intention to liquidate that, then they will look at that as well. If you have like you're more likely, like, you would have to come, you don't come with the cash, you can bring it, you can bring like bank money, bank order, or money order, or a certified check, or whatever it is that can prove your proof of funds, then that is what they seek. The other thing that they look for as well is that if you have, some persons are lucky enough to be able to apply for a job from outside of Canada and get a job offer based on their qualification, because that might not be, they might be in that rare demand category where they don't have a lot of persons here who can fulfill those roles, so they look for outside. That is a big plus in your application. Once you have a job offer, that's a big plus. One of the other things they look for is that if you're able to come here, say for example you have a relative, it don't have to be like your mother or father, it can be an aunt, it can be a cousin, it can be a sister, it can be a brother. Once you have relatives here and you can prove by birth certificate and lineage, you can show that okay, this is how this person, me and this person relate, then that gives you a lot of points as well. So that's one of the areas that you can explore as a family, as a single person, to see how you can migrate to Canada. And as I said, I can only touch on the surface because there are a lot of more detailed information that they will seek and that they will want, and you just, all you have to do is go on the internet, it's your best friend, and do your research. And it's, follow all the links, follow all the prompts, read, educate yourself. Another one is the federal skill trade. So there's a difference between the federal skill work program and the federal skill trade program. The trade, as you guys know, it relates to trade person. We call them trade man in Jamaica. Okay, once you can show qualification that you are a truck driver, yes, a bus driver, a tiler, a cabinet maker, you know how to do roofing, you know how to do plumbing, anything that that you can prove that you have the experience in more than a year full time, then you are able to use that program. And I would say that program is a very good one, because I have a cousin that came on as a truck driver. And he's in another province than the one that I'm in, because some province seek those individual more than like the province that I'm in. Okay, the province that I'm in is in Ontario. The other province that might seek it more might be like British Columbia, Saskatchewan, those places, the places that are on the Atlantic coast. Those places, they try to truck drivers and those individuals. You just, as I said, go on the website and check it out. What I would say is, for persons who want to come as trade persons, if you know you have the knowledge, right, but you didn't, some of us, they call apprenticeship. Back in Jamaica, we have apprenticeship. A young person will be in a community, and basically him see an older tradesman who know the job well, and he will take him under his wing and start to train him. If you know you have the knowledge, you're an excellent tiler, you're an excellent carpenter, all I'm saying is, go to the Heart Foundation in Jamaica. It's one of the best institution that is well recognized, and get yourself a certification in it. okay, to prove that you have the knowledge. I know how to have certification for persons who already have the knowledge. So all you have to do is go to heart and get that certification, and that can be used. Oh, let me kind of go back a little bit. What I want to say is that for the any one of the skill working program, whether it's federal skill working program or the trade program, you have to they will have to accredit your credentials, and they have services that they use to accredit your credential. They will put it on their website and tell you those services. I think at the time when I was coming, I think I used world world I must apologize. I don't remember. I think it was World Accreditation Services that I had used. It's based here in Canada. It wasn't expensive, and they didn't take the original copy of my document. They take photocopies of my document, and that institution, I think, is well recognized. But there are others, and as I said, the website, the Canada Immigration website. Once you go on, they will list the services that they will accept. Okay. um One of the other program that individuals outside of Canada that want to reside in Canada that can use is school. It is expensive. A lot of people come here through using the school program, and when they come here, they either do an undergrad degree, a graduate degree, or they might do their doctorate. Now those programs are really expensive for international students because they're gonna charge you international student prices, but it have worked for some individuals. And I know that they have made some changes recently to that program, in that they are cutting down on the amount of persons that they accept, because it's putting a strain on, I guess, the Canadian economy. Whether I agree with that or not, you know, it's not what I am saying, it's what the Canadian government is saying. Um, what I want to say is that before, that program used to allow students to come. You have certain hours that you're allowed to work outside of your schooling, and if you have a partner that have want to come, and they can get a work permit, and they can come and work, right? And after that, individuals, I think they have what they call a post grad work permit program, which allows individual to get a work permit, and they're allowed to work in Canada, and then use that route to apply for their residency. And I know personal of individuals who have done it and that work for them. But as I said, they have made a lot of changes to that program, especially for the next 2 years. I think it has gone as far as they're gonna put a stop to accepting students with that program. I don't know after the 2 years if they're gonna come back with accepting students, or if you're gonna have a cap, a limit. It's a big thing that's going on right now in Canada. So that's one way, but I'm not sure if that's the more viable way right now. Okay. So another way that individuals have worked to can use to come to Canada is, and I'm gonna look on my paper, guys, because I'm not really familiar with it, but in my research I came upon it, and I think it was a good idea to just mention it in this program. I might not have all the information, but it is on their website, but I want to mention it, so if you hear it, you can go on their website and you can do their research on it. So it is called the Atlantic Immigration Pilot program, and this program, it says, is concentrate on recruiting newcomers for the 4 Atlantic provinces of Canada, which are Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland and Labrador. Okay, it is to fill the gap in the labor market for those provinces that that are short in certain areas. And if you go on the website, it will list like the areas that are short in if you do a detailed research. And the program have three main categories that they look at to accept individuals to their province. And it's not like if you go to those provinces you cannot move around in Canada. I think they might have a limit as to how long you can start you're moving around. I think it might be a 2 year period that you have to be in that province and work in that province and get your PR card, which is your permanent resident card, and then you get your permanent resident card, and I guess from there you can move around. And it's a program that you can bring your family on as well. As I said, I'm not 100% familiar with it, but when I was doing my little research, I came upon it. So the three category that they look at is for one, international graduates from so like from a graduate program, international individuals, sorry, from a graduate program, so you like from a master's program or higher. Okay, the other one is high skill program, international individuals that are highly skilled trained. Okay, so those are what people who have like a degree or they have their degree and they have started their masters, or they have their degree, or they have a diploma and moving into a degree, or they have their degree already in that field that they're looking for. And then the other one is the intermediary skill program, and I think that relates to like the trade persons, you know, truck drivers, forklifters, those kind of individual. One of the reasons why I believe those provinces are have this program as it relates to Canada is that it can be cold, and I'm gonna be honest, that area you can have a lot of snow, as well as they are not well populated, because even individuals who, you know, migrate to Canada, they tend to reside mostly in like, you know, Ontario or Alberta or those areas. So those provinces are trying to get build up their population, and those areas are beautiful, believe it or not, but they need more development. But if you want to come to Canada, it's a stepping stone to legally come into Canada and have your family with you. And if it's one for a better life, if it's one for new experiences, if it's one for just a change, you know, it's a way to go about it. The other things that I want to talk about is I knew about this, but I knew about it through a friend who actually, and a lot of other nations have been using it, and that's the I think it's a nanny program. Don't quote me on it, but it's a program where if you have a child and you have close relatives who are living outside of Canada, say you have a baby and you need help, then you can put a petition to have that relative come here to work with you. There, as you know, for everything there are criterias. I think at the time when the individual that I know did it, I think you had to have at least, I think 20,000 or up $20,000 to $40,000 that you can show that you have as savings or funding in the bank. So the person who want to take you here would have to prove that they have that funding where they can pay you. They would actually give you a work permit underneath based on that person, and then individuals have moved on from there. They have worked for, I think you stay with that person for at least 2 years, and then you can use that pathway to apply for your permanent resident um stay in Canada, you know. So there are a lot of ways to come here, and regardless of what your reason is to migrate, then there are opportunities to migrate to Canada. One thing I want to make everyone be clear is that, as everybody say, it's not a better road, but it's doable. And also just think of it as starting over. You're not gonna come back to the baseline, to where you leaving from where you are and come to Canada. You're gonna be right in that lineage. You might fall a little bit below. So if you have the mindset, if you have a strong will to come, like anywhere else, there are issues here. People have worked around it. Some people are living here comfortable, some people are struggling, some people, you have homeless people here, you have all different things. Just have an open mindset. And if this is the country you want to live in, if this is a pathway for you, then go ahead, take some of the programs that I've stated on this video, and do your research on it. Because as I'm saying, it's not coming, I'm not an immigration personnel, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not working with the government. I'm just telling you based on research. And if I can do it, I think anybody can do it, honestly. Just you go on the internet. As I said, try not to, what I want to say is, sometime when you're doing searches, you might come on link that lead to might be an immigration firm or an immigration consultant. Try not to get trapped into somebody trying to tell you, okay, we can help you, without you having a grasp of what it is that you want. Make sure that you go on the Canadian Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship website. Okay, that's a website you go on, and it always come with the Canadian flag attached to it, and you will see, everything that deals with Canada has their flag, that red and white flag with the maple leaf in the middle. Yeah, you will always see that. So just make sure that you do your intense research, and where there's a will, there's always a way. Okay, so that I come to the end of my video. I want to thank you for staying with my video. It's a bit of a lengthy one, but I wanted to get my point out. I wanted to deliver on my promise, even though it had taken me a longer time to do it, because it's been a couple of weeks since I've posted the last video. But as you guys know, life happens, and when life happens, then you just have to do what you have to do. Thanks for listening. I would be most grateful for my subscribers on my channel to share my video, tell your friends and your family to like, first subscribe, secondly like my video. Help me to grow this platform, help me to grow this channel, and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you guys what you want to hear next. I think I have some topics in mind. I won't say yet, but one of them is one that is very popular and I want to get into really quick. So I might post another video pretty soon after this one. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye.